Rogar, that is Juke. That is Guinness, our head referee, along with an amazing crew of officials who have been here all day long and are just getting warmed up. That whistle says we're going, and Bullhorn and I are singing duets already.
Lead is called for Concussion and Juke. Puget Sound getting recycled to the inside and back again at the back of the pack. Juke is back up against the Outcast tripod, through for 4 on the board for first 4 of the game for Concussion Roller Derby.
Meanwhile, Rogar once again recycled to the back by Demolition Man with a big help there from Tenacity. Big tight tripod there in the back of Concussion skaters, but Rogar is just able to hop, skip, jump over, get out. However, Concussion Jammer comes through, puts 3 points on the board. Calls the jam off, 8-0 Concussion Roller Derby. They're in the first jam. Here comes Fancy Pants.
Jamming for Concussion, that is the Riot. Ever since Global Champs, I've wanted to call them Concussion, like the French announcer.
Like the French, we love the French announcer. We hope they're announcing the Olympics somewhere right now.
Fancy Pants recycled to the outside, 1 skate in, but that's not enough. That is a recycle to the back, and lead jammer established by the Riot. Fancy Pants 1 skater to beat, a little fancy footwork, and that is going to be the initial pass for Puget Sound.
Meanwhile, the Riot is in the pack, chipping and bumping their way through. They're going to put 3 points on the board before calling the jam. 3-0 in favor of Concussion. As Global Storming makes his way up to the jammer line. Global Storming, as you may know, on a journey to Team USA. Going to be squaring off this time against Guy Sir, number 160 from Concussion Roller Derby.
Oh, Guy Sir looks to the outside, up on the toe stomp and out through quickly for lead. Global Storming stays in on the inside. That is the classic Global Storming move. 1 hand down, everything else inbounds. That does mean you get to keep skating. We will see that more than once, I'm certain.
1 hand over the line does not make you out of bounds. When you're up, you're up. When you're down, you're down. But when only 1 hand is down, you are in fact still up. It's a whole thing. 4-0 jam there in favor of Concussion Roller Derby as Rubik's Dude pulls up to the jam line, this time squaring off against Rogar.
We do have 1 blocker in the penalty box for Concussion.
That is number 17, sitting for a cut track penalty, Frank Blood. Rogar looking for a line up the inside, a hop, skip, and a jump, and he is through. First lead jammer status of the game in favor of the Puget Sound Outcast. Meanwhile, Concussion Jammer, hat in hand, is trying to get through, and Dylan Botts is saying, maybe not right now.
Shoulder to shoulder, but that is going to be safe passage for Rubik's Dude. It is enough time to complete the initial pass, but no time to add points on the board. 4 unanswered by Puget Sound Outcasts.
These jammers are absolutely making sure that Adam Splitter and Outrage S are getting a workout tonight. Next up is Hater! Hater, our other Puget Sound skater who is on a journey to join Team USA, will be squaring off this time against I Am Become Beth. Both jammers in the pack. I Am Become Beth struggling there at the front. Hater looking to avoid a block there at the front. I Am Become Beth. She is through with your first lead jammer.
Through with some ballet moves. A little pirouette is going to get Beth through. Now we have some jammer on jammer hits as Beth looks to make safe passage again with the pirouettes. That is 4 more on the board for Concussion.
Meanwhile, Hater has emerged from the initial pass. Hater and Beth going to have a little dance party there. Jockeying back and forth for the lead as the pack speeds up.
If they could both pirouette at the same time, that would be beautiful.
That would be beautiful.
Demi Rage with the shove out on the inside. That is going to be a point added to the board for I Am Become Beth and Concussion. unanswered by Puget Sound. Score is 4-20. As Fancy Pants chose the jammer line up against number 16, Juke.
Jammers bump and grind on each other. Both jammers looking to find any way to get through. Juke very much sandwiched in a whole wall of Puget Sound blockers there.
And now it is a whole wall of concussion blockers as well. Everybody party at the dumpster fire. Nobody's made it through yet.
Both jammers with a juke and a jump. Juke, in fact, is the one out first with lead jammer status. However, Fancy Pants hot on his heels. Juke in the pack, managing to pick up 2 before calling that jam off. 2-0 jam in favor of Concussion roller derby.
Global Storming takes the star for Puget Sound this go round.
Against the Riot. Getting ready to jam now for Concussion roller derby.
10 skaters on the track. Both of our jammers shoulder to shoulder, giving instructions to each team. The Riot looks to the outside, comes shoulder to shoulder with Get Laid. It is lead for Concussion as Global Storming tries to juke around number 2, 1-0. Tenacity.
Once again, Storming with one hand out of bounds. That is not enough, but now it's their whole body as well as a whole blocker's body and a whole nother blocker. Gonna get run all the way back. That's courtesy of number 142, Psycho.
Oh, that was really good awareness by Global Storming. Initially tried to recycle. There was one blocker left, so back out on the track again. That is Global Storming looking for the drawback on the Riot.
Didn't wind up needing it. Forearm penalty called in instead. Global Storming now the only jammer on the track, getting the worst of it from Tarantula. Then bump to the inside. Global Storming with a hop, a skip, a jump, and a maybe, but it's not. Outrage just said it. You did, in fact, cut the track. Could have a little jammer switch out here.
Everybody just needs a little break sometimes. That was Global Storming was looking to get a free ride on the jersey of Get Laid right before that cut track. We are back to a concussion-led power jam. And 2 full minutes on the clock this round. That is going to be an initial pass for the Riot as Global Storming reaches the pack, push to the inside,
Blocker penalty called against the Concussion pivot. Gonna go have a seat for a forearm. Meanwhile, Global Storming dealing with a tripod there at the back. Manages to come around with only one set of fingers out of bounds. However, did he do it?
Ain't no rule says that a jammer cannot put one hand out of the track.
Global Storming smart enough to turn around and give his backside to the other team's blockers. Meanwhile, the Riot trying for an apex jump did not quite make it through. Step back out, came around, had 2 points in the hat at the end of the jam. 9-0 jam in favor of Concussion roller derby. Wow.
Guy Sir is wearing your star for Concussion. Rogar, your Puget Sound Outcast jammer. We're already having a little tilly in the blocker area, and nobody's playing roller derby yet.
4 whistles say official timeout. Official timeout is my teeny tiny reminder that the merch booth, the raffle tickets, the bar, all of those things are still open out in the lobby.
Correct. At all times. I think that's what the saying is, right?
Oh, that's exactly. It's so G-rated, Bullhorn. That is Guy Sir. And that is Rogar. And the jam is on. And everyone is skating very fast and hitting very hard. And Guy Sir is through with lead jammer status. And Dylan Botts is going to go sit in the penalty box. And I hate it when it happens way over there.
We've got so many stories to tell. Rogar back on the track. Bam! Into that concussion tripod. Jukes to the outside, but no passage. Are we going to take a ride on? Here's Johnny's jersey. Not yet. But there it is. That is going to be an initial pass for Rogar and Puget Sound. My goodness, Hayter.
Huge hit there from Hayter.
Nothing but derby love as Hayter just beats the absolute fire out of that skater.
We love that Screw Lucy is smiling right now. She's been a real hero to the officiating crew today.
Rubik's Dude is your concussion jammer. Fancy pants.
Fancy pants.
Fancy pants. Wearing the star for concussion. Holy smokes, that is quick work by both jammers getting through. It is lead assessed to concussion. Everybody's
Boxes
racing
out
around.
of the pack. Everybody's skating real fast, and that includes the referees. That was fun.
I feel like we should host like Olympic tryouts for speed skating. We should announce that.
We should be announcing the Olympics right now, but instead we are announcing I Am Become Beth and Global Storming. Getting ready to jam for their respective teams.
It would be confusing if they were jamming for the other teams.
That would be funny. I would be amused. I Am Become Beth struggles through but manages to squeak around the front. She is your lead jammer. Meanwhile, Global Storming really trying to just keep that one set of fingers out. Didn't quite work. Storming just barely beat the run back on that final skater. And Become Beth manages to put up 3 points before calling the jam.
It was a very delicate call off, but our refs have sharp eyes and they saw that call off.
In fact,
Rogar is your jammer for Puget Sound Outcast. Juke up for concussion. Empty penalty box means we got 10 skaters on this track ready to go.
5-on-5 derby, just like the rule book says. But the rule book does not quite anticipate the fleetness of foot that we just got there out of Juke. Lead jammer status once again for concussion. Meanwhile,
that was photobomb, the last skater to beat for Rogar.
Rogar was forced down but not out. He did manage to get up and continue that lap. However, did not meet the pack before the jam was called. It is Fancy Pants' turn to try and put some points on the board here for Puget Sound. Going to be squaring off against the Riot.
I mean, we could announce with the dog here. The dog could sit here. A false start means that that skater will just have to cede position for only a moment as Fancy Pants and the Riot are both still in the pack looking for passage. Last minute hit is not going to slow down the Riot from getting lead jammer.
Fancy Pants hat in hand, probably looking for a handoff. However, the pivot is D-Bots, and he is going to go have a seat for 30 seconds. We've also got a concussion blocker headed to the box, just as another concussion blocker is headed back from the box.
Wow,
Riot is going to be hit there hard to the outside. Rather than doing anything else, he's going to wait and count and call it off. When you're ahead, you know the clock is on your team. Sometimes it's worth it. Or something. But in the meantime, Guy, Sir, and Hayter are pulled up to the jam line. One blocker from each team hanging out in the penalty box with our very cool, very popular NSO volunteers.
Oh, we've got a split pack, half at the jammer line, half of the pivot line. It is Concussion that is out ahead for a lead. Guy, Sir, with lead jammer status, sending our Concussion pivot to the penalty box on a low block, I believe.
Psycho gonna go have a seat there for just a moment. With an illegal position.
Excuse me, I was looking at the wrong thing. A little hop, skip, and a jump.
Power jam for Hayter.
D-Bot's going shoulder to shoulder with Tommy Gunn, looking for that opening, trying to create a little chaos. Tommy Gunn with the recycle, though.
Hater bumped to the outside by Tarantula, who also goes out, but meanwhile gotten run back by a plethora of concussion skaters.
Tarantula literally using other blockers as a battering ram to try and slow down Hater, but that is 4 on the board for Hater, for Puget Sound.
Geiser out of the box, back in the pack.
Hi.
Hater just barely managing to hang on after that hard hip check, but he does it. He is through with 4 more points for Puget Sound.
Holy smokes, fantastic line work there. That's going to put 4 points on the board for Concussion and Geiser.
I know they're all wearing skates, but I want to see them in point shoes.
New idea for a fundraiser.
Ballet derby.
Oh, beautiful, for no reason. Thank you, Geiser, for dancing. It's really just for the announcers' entertainment. No mind to the amazing fans at home watching on the stream, the fans in the stands. We're just adding points on the board for both teams here.
Big hit there by number 20, Drunken Giraffe. Sends that jammer out of bounds.
Rubik's Dude wearing the star for Concussion. Global Storming jamming again for Puget Sound Outcasts. Score is 64-18 as we establish lead for Concussion.
And just as quickly as it started, it's over, 0-0. Here comes Rogar once again, and here comes I Am Become Beth.
Heidi, I know you don't necessarily have favorite skaters, but you do have favorite skater names.
I do have favorite skater
names. And I can tell
names.
who they are.
I also have favorite skaters, but I try not to let on while I'm on the microphone.
To be totally honest, one of my favorite skaters is out there. It is Tarantula. I'm going to fangirl all the time. I Am Become Beth. One skater to beat. That's Get Laid. That is a lead call for I Am Become Beth. Rogar finds that initial pass. I Am Become Beth back in the pack. Oh, that was 2-1-0. Tenacity with a little offense to get Beth through. 4 on the board for Concussion.
Once again, 4-0 jam in favor of Concussion roller derby. We got about 12 minutes and change left in the half. After that, 1 more half to go. After that, 2 more days of hard-hitting roller derby action right here at Rainy Season Rumble. Hashtag Rainy Season Rumble for all of your social media posts. In case you were wondering, if you didn't see my TikTok, which, like, how did you not see my TikTok?
Now, that whistle was whistled, but we're all staying real still.
We call this a scrum. This is the Alona Mar special.
And that is lead established for Puget Sound Outcasts.
Fancy Pants is, in fact, your lead jammer.
A back block.
Fancy Pants gets through with 3. Meanwhile, his opponent's going to come through with 4. That was, in fact, a back block.
The Riot, your jammer for Oregon, for Puget Sound. We've got Global Storming. A team timeout. Official review has been assessed. And we're back on a power jam for Global Storming.
In fact.
Yeah.
Power start here for Puget Sound. Global Storming.
Only jammer out there on the track. Jukes in the sin bin. Oh, and we all got excited for a beautiful recycle there.
Also, that was a false start warning there at the top of the jam. Skater handled it beautifully, stopping, yielding, and then keeping going just like you're supposed to do. Global storming through, completing an initial pass, getting called with lead jammer status. Takes a big shoulder from Tarantula. Does manage just to stay in bounds. Is now rubber banding his way down, out, and around. That blocker went null. He is back in. 3 points in the sky. 1
Good track
point.
awareness.
Not.
Hits on hits on hits as Juke threw on an initial pass. That was a star stash. Just to keep us all guessing. Just to make sure we're all paying attention.
No, this isn't exhausting at all for any of us. Rogar and the Riot. Pull it up there to the jammer line. Penalty box currently empty. Five-on-five roller derby. Both teams at full strength. The Riot manages to knock down that last Puget Sound blocker. Coming through lead jammer status for Concussion roller derby. We have a blocker penalty assessed here. That was against Tommy Gunn, number 1-2.
Oh, that pivot D-bots for Puget Sound is just absolutely annoying the fire out of that Concussion jammer. Through. Barely on the toe stops, but that's 4 points on the board for Concussion.
I like how you said fire.
Far.
You are in fact correct. You've been following Derby for any length of time. Dylan Botts is well known as a menace like that. D-Bot's now with the star for Puget Sound.
Both a menace and a jammer. Everybody here is pleased about something on the track. It's either Fancy Pants jamming for Puget Sound or Guy Sir jamming for Concussion.
Or one of these incredible blockers, all of whom force jammers out. Are we going to you to do it?
I'm hungry. I'm hungry.
Yes. Okay. Oh.
In case you were wondering what we were about to get so excited
They
about,
did not.
we would see the baby get
Did
eaten.
not eat any babies, but that was still a lot of fun.
Like it all. Let's keep it up.
That was still a lot of fun. We love a good jammer on jammer action. Guy Sir has earned lead jammer, and emphasis on the word earned.
And earning just jammer for PSOD is Drunken Giraffe, a star pass going to make Drunken Giraffe your new jammer. Caught up behind that Concussion tripod that was anchored by Tarantula. 4 more on the board for Guy Sir as Drunken Giraffe fights on the inside.
Guy Sir around with 4. You got a Puget Sound blocker headed to the box, but also a Drunken Giraffe with the jammer star headed to the penalty box. Power jam for Concussion roller derby.
Guy Sir looked to call it and then maybe realized that we've got a power jam ahead of us.
He can keep skating as long as he wants.
Oh, an attempt at an apex jump. It looked so cool, but regrettably was not inbounds.
Inside. 2 points there for Guy Sir. $27.90, Concussion in the lead. I've got to comment on what a low-scoring game this is. The defense on both sides has been absolutely unstoppable. Team timeout.
Speaking of defense. I reckon that whistle means that we're about to get back to Derby.
We don't blow whistles just for decoration around here. That is Rubik's Dude.
And awaiting their opportunity.
But there are more whistles.
Drunken
Wizard of
Giraffe.
Oz. That rolling whistle says it is just about time that we get back to roller derby. Addie, you're the greatest.
I'm holding out for a Rubik's Dude. Through immediately on the outside. That's going to be lead jammer for Concussion. Oh, I didn't even realize Fluffy had done something wrong. Fluffy, an off-time referee for my own children's league.
Fluffy back on the track and looking to slow the jammer down. Worked just enough. Meanwhile, though, Rubik's Dude is back in the pack coming through.
That is an initial pass completed by Drunken Giraffe. And 4 on the board. That's some points and call by Concussion.
We got 6 minutes and change left in this half. A reminder that the Chucks will also be playing this halftime for your musical enjoyment.
6-9, I am Become Beth, and 3-6-9, Global Storming are your jammers. As we approach 5 minutes left in the half.
Both jammers off the line in the pack. Global Storming manages just to stay alive there on the inside. Global Storming sneaks ahead of I Am Become Beth, but not until after she has been declared your lead jammer. She's like, yeah, no, clock's on my team. Calls it off. Nothing. Could we start again, please? This time with Juke. And anyone on the stream at home who caught my Jesus Christ Superstar reference just then, call me. Rogar wearing the star now for Puget Sound, except another official timeout. Yeah, start line. Just a reminder that if you or someone you know owns a small business and would like to be a sponsor of Jet City or Mob City, we would love to say your name many times over the course of a tournament weekend here in the future. Juke is through, has picked up lead jammer status. We do, however, have a blocker penalty called on Concussion Roller Derby. That is showtime. Number 2-3, gonna go have a seat. Meanwhile,
Hater back on the track as we see a recycle forcing Juke to the back of the pack. That is a Puget Sound Outcasts 4-wall holding Juke up, recycling back.
Global Storming out of the box through the pack and around, completing an initial pass, but that is quite enough. Concussion Jammer has lead status, going to call that off before Storming has a chance to get around, putting up any points of his own. The Riot is, in fact, back in the jammer line, going to be squaring off this time against Rogar.
Rogar clearly pandering to the crowd for favor there.
Pander. Skate fast, do other things.
Skate fast, touch grass?
Sure, that's the saying. The Riot around and through. Lead jammer status once again for Concussion Roller Derby. Something, blocker jammer, skating, rolling. There we are. Rogar is through. Initial pass is complete.
Oh, Jimmy Rage was looking for the push to the end there.
He really was.
I think this is going to be Silent but Deadly's first time with the jammer.
It is Silent but Deadly. Get ready to jam here for Puget Sound with Guy Sir. Once again, wearing the star for Concussion Roller Derby.
Crusher sitting over there in that penalty box. That means we do have a pack advantage for Concussion. We're going to have lead jammer with Geyser here. Silent but Deadly going chest to chest with that pivot from Concussion as Geyser recycled to the back. calls the jam off. No points on the board for either team.
Listen, if I got bumped out of bounds by D-Bots, I too would call the jam.
I would cry. Is crying an option?
That's why we're up here and they're down there.
Sometimes I cry up here too.
That's fair. I cried when I saw Tarantula earlier.
We do love you, Tarantula. Call us later.
All right. That is Rubik's Dude. That is Fancy Pants. Rubik's Dude is out with lead jammer status. The whistles did blow even though I was too busy saying Fancy Pants to hear them.
Oh, big hit by Rubik's Dude there. It's going to end up in 4 points on the board for Concussion.
Fancy Pants having to deal with a whole 3-wall there at the back of the pack.
Oh, Jimmy Rage, now your jammer, now recycled, now sent back a sixth of the track.
Beautiful 1-foot pirouette situation. Rubik's Dude through 4 points in the sky for Concussion roller derby.
Oh, Drunken Giraffe was looking to slow down Rubik's Dude. Not through yet. I think that's Get Laid up in front, causing chaos, followed by Crusher. But we do have 4 more on the board for Concussion.
Once again, 25 jams in. This is an incredibly low-scoring game. Both teams with an absolutely phenomenal defense. Puget Sound Jammer back on the track. Jimmy Rage looking to find a hole. Does not find one. Instead finds a 3-wall. Psycho there at the back.
Oh, my goodness. Bean dip will always get you out of a sticky situation. We're still looking to add points on the board, and that little beautiful pirouette move is going to put 4 more on the board, making this a 16-point jam so far for Rubik's Dude. Jimmy Rage stuck. We'll try going backwards through that concussion tripod.
Sometimes you have to give them an illegal zone because that is the only way you can make good contact.
20 points now for Rubik's Dude. I'm pretty sure Rubik's Dude is a recently aged out junior as well.
Why does that not surprise me? As a juniors coach, I understand.
Oh, both jammers recycled to the back as the clock ticks down. 1 additional point on the board. Folks, we are at intermission.
We try real hard most of the time. But that's Gassar and that is Rogar.
I think we do a good job.
And if I get to just talk like my regular self, it's fixing to be real silly up in here.
Oh, not silly is that attempt on the inside lane by Gassar. Rogar out on an initial pass. Holy smokes. Oh, Gassar with the toe stop work literally all night.
A hop and twirl, a call off, 4 points, 4-0 in favor of Concussion.
I feel like I'm at the ballet.
Everything is beautiful at the ballet.
Everything.
Up a steep and very narrow stairway. Anyhow, that is number 222, Silent but Deadly. Squaring off against Rubik's Dude.
007, both of our jammers looking for position. Silent but Deadly through on the outside. That's lead jammer for Puget Sound Outcasts. Whoa, look at that smile.
I love it when they're having a good time. Silent but Deadly into the pack. 1 point for Puget Sound, hauling the other team to 0.
That was tenacity with that hit. Holden. Silent but Deadly just a 1. It's your favorite name to say, Heidi. I am become Beth.
I am become Beth. And Fancy Pants.
Everybody watching the stream is like, is this the best they could do? It absolutely is.
We couldn't do better and nobody could. Meanwhile, Beth is through with lead jammer status.
Honestly,
Fancy Pants still doing a fancy dance there at the front of the pack, dealing with a very solid concussion tripod.
I got to be honest, I do feel like Concussion has spent a lot of time with some sort of ballet trainer because they are absolutely also elegant on the track.
Beth even put on her little skirt to make us happy.
It's just fancy.
Juke! has returned to the jammer line wearing the star for Concussion roller derby. And here comes Rogar.
It's Rogar that has the cheering squad that we don't know what they're saying, but we do love it. We love to hear it.
We would love for you to write it down and tell us exactly what you're saying, but we love the spirit no matter what.
D-Bots with the offense looking on the outside. It's not going to be enough. That's lead jammer assessed to Juke. Oh, shoulder to shoulder. Rogar gets through on the initial pass. This pack is
Pack
flying
speed
around.
is outrageously fast.
It's just so pretty. Thank you.
Bump Juke into the inside. There was a beautiful pirouette with a call off. That really did look like a scene from the Nutcracker. Here comes the riot. Jamming once again against Hater. I say it that way because Mob City is still down there. Hater is a Mob City graduate. I feel like it was 5 minutes ago, but it's actually been.
I love the gentle embrace that Hater gave the Riot before that jam started, but that is lead jammer for the Riot. Hater's still looking.
That is Derby love.
Oh,
however,
golly, get laid.
Rammed to the outside there by Riot.
Oh, it was get laid, you're right. Like, if there's a shoulder stage, get laid. I'm like, if there is a go right.
No, and which is why she doesn't even try their name. But I'm like, no, that's right. I know you. We sit together at tilted bouts when you foul out.
Geyser and Global storming shoulder to shoulder. At that jammer line, Global storming looking with a hit. Oh my goodness, tiptoes down the outside for lead jammer.
Again, I request point shoes.
It was just a show for us. We're just having fun over here. That's an initial pass. Poor Geyser. I'm not even sure what just happened, to be honest, but there were 3 points on the board.
So Jammer almost got out. D-Bots hit Jammer out of bounds. D-Bots was, in fact, out of play. D-Bots went to the box. Jammer kept going. Other Jammer got some points, and we're done. We're going to start over. Hater! And Rubik's Dude now on the Jammer line.
I think all MRDA games can either be announced by French announcers or people with Southern accents. Oh, Hater's going shoulder to shoulder with Rubik's Dude. That's Rubik's Dude up ahead. Get laid, the last skater of the beat. Lead Jammer does go to Rubik's Dude. Hater looks to the outside, re-enters the pack wisely. 4 on the board for Concussion. Oh, a little bit of jammer on jammer hits. Hater was trying to recycle Rubik's Dude, but Rubik's Dude did not fall for that. That's 4 more on the board for Concussion.
It almost worked, but almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. It does not, in fact, count in roller derby. Hater is out of the pack. Initial pass is complete. Rubik's Dude is back in the pack looking to put up some points. He does so, 2, in fact, before calling off the jam. Here comes I Am Become Beth. She really does have a fantastic name, and that's Fancy Pants.
Both of these jammers are for sure fancy. We have played a predominantly penalty-free game, honestly.
This is an extremely low penalty game. We say
not what we expect for MRDA.
Now that we're going to jinx it. That is lead jammer for Fancy Pants.
Holy smokes, look at Beth Ryan. Hey, that is 1 point on the board for Puget Sound Outcasts. Unmatched by Concussion as Juke comes up to the jammer line for the team from Oregon. As Rogar from Puget Sound Danica's over there wishing she had a headset in.
That's fair. I would like to have a headset with Danica also, to be fair.
That is lead jammer assessed to Concussion. Rogar forced to recycle back at the apex. That's going to be a long recycle. Great track awareness by Rogar, figuring out who needs to be in front of whom.
Also, great work there by Beans at the back of the pack, making sure that Rogar has to think too hard before stepping back onto the track.
Beans always looks like it's a fun time on the track. I haven't seen many blockers smile that much. 3 on the board for Concussion.
Outrageous checking in with shenanigans. Once again, this referee crew this weekend is absolutely second to none. Some really top-tier officiating we're going to have this weekend. I have not seen referees work as a system this well in a very long time.
And you always win when you're on Team Zebra.
The only undefeated team in roller derby. That's silent but deadly. Squaring off against the Riot. Riot bump to the outside.
Oh, Crusher, the last skater to beat there. It was not enough to keep the Riot from getting lead jammer status. Oh, my goodness. Silent but deadly recycled to the back. Zipping around on those skates. That is a 2-wall put up by Concussion. We're not making a lot of headway. Gosh, that is the pivot. Psycho for Concussion, causing all sorts of problems in the back there. That star pass has been completed. That means that Jimmy Rage is now your jammer for Puget Sound Outcasts.
I heard a whistle.
Someone's in trouble.
I'll know in a minute. Oh, that's who's going to the naughty spot. Number 1-3 photo bomb from Concussion going to go have a seat. Meanwhile, the jammer is going to put 4 more points up on the board. 8-0 in favor of Concussion roller derby. As Guy Sir rolls back up to the jammer line there next to Global Storming. Oh, and they're hugging.
They're besties.
Hashtag
Global Storming is
heated
also my
rivalry.
child's jammer coach and is amazing, FYI. Geyser, I'm sure, is also fantastic. They're both off to the races. That is lead jammer assessed to Global Storming and Puget Sound Outcasts. And now it's Power Jam.
Power Jam for Puget Sound Outcast roller derby.
Oh, my goodness.
Global Storming with a beautiful little pirouette through the backpack. Global once again up on toe stops, manages inbound the fingers.
It's the one.
The way this particular skater is in fact made out of rubber bands.
And we've been
3 more points.
Amazing.
11-0 jam in favor of the Puget Sound Outcast just then. Here comes Fancy Pants.
And we are starting. It's a power start.
Power
for
start.
Fancy Pants over here.
Guy Sir still wearing the start for Concussion roller derby. Seated. Yeah, we're going to have a penalty for contact before the whistle. Get laid leaned, and it was enough to have impact.
Oh, my goodness. Well, Geyser started this jam in the penalty box, but did get lead jammer after all. Drunken Draft, the last skater to beat. That was 4 on the board, and the jam was called. It sounds like folks have opinions.
I see Wizard of Law signaling this will be an official timeout, and
That's what that note came to me. That we call what and go check with the head ref. We call whatever they're calling.
Skaters on skaters on skaters. It's Rogar on the track for Puget Sound. For Concussion, we got Rubik's Dude. Rogar still in the back, coming shoulder to shoulder with number 1 to Tommy Gunn. 1-7. Frank Blood.
Rubik's Dude has been called lead jammer, but got recycled all the way to the back. Rogar also going to be recycled. They're dealing with Tommy Gunn at the back of the pack. D-Bots taking the star pass, not lead jammer, but out and around.
Not in enough time. 0 points on the board for Puget Sound. 0 points on the board for Concussion as well.
That's a null jam. Nuttin'.
Our danciest skater for Concussion up on the jammer line. I am Become Beth. That's silent but deadly.
I
We're
really
in the
do want to
star
get
mode.
her
Outcasts.
a proper tutu at this point.
Yeah, she's been dancing. Oh my, Brute Squad. Excuse me. I do know who that is. It is Brute Squad, and he went shoulder to shoulder trying to slow
He in
Beth
fact did.
down.
Oh, and he's got Brute Squad going to go to the penalty box.
The sin bin.
For something other than blocking the announcer's view. I am Become Beth. Around with 4 points.
Forearm penalty is going to send 357 Demolition Man to the penalty box. 4 more on the board for I Am Become Beth.
I am Become Beth being very strategic, waiting until Silent but Deadly is almost but not quite ready. I have a message to the Puget Sound bench. Y'all don't have to listen to me, but I do have to say it out loud. And that is
it's for the children.
The Mob City Misfit skaters would like Brute to jam at some juncture. That is all. I have said it out
But
loud.
jamming right now, it is Global Storming for the Outcasts, number 16, Juke. Jammer on jammer fight.
Both jammers
Whoa,
race to the
my
back.
goodness.
Global Storming back and Juke just inside after D-Bots.
Oh, that was loose wheel from Concussion with that hit. It was brutal. Juke looks to the end. Juke's around through the middle, trying to find safe passage. A big hit, and then we're going to call it off with 2 on the board for Concussion.
The problem is I have a joke loaded, but the skater in question keeps not going to the penalty box because they're skating really clean. I'll tell you the joke at the end of the game if this skater continues to skate so clean. Here is Fancy Pants, and that is the Riot. Lining up to jam. We got about 15 minutes left to go in tonight's final game.
Drunken Giraffe was in that penalty box serving a direction of play penalty. And that is going to be safe passage through on that initial pass for the Outcasts. The Riot, last skater to beat was Drunken Giraffe. Through 4 points on the board. We have just been adding these points together incrementally.
I see a team timeout.
Let's hear it for track maintenance. Now, there are a few volunteer spots left for the rest of the weekend. We cannot pull off a big tournament like this without our amazing volunteers, so thank you.
Y'all can blow that rolling whistle, but if Nay and Toe are not out of the way, we're probably not going to start the jam. Thank you, Nay and Toe.
Thank you.
Danica, I love that you're just over here running things.
It's Rogar.
It's Geyser.
Geyser looking for a little apex hop over there. Not enough clearance to make it through. That is lead jammer assessed to the Outcasts. Rogar out first, out fast. Out furious. I'm going to just start saying movie names because I've run out of things to talk about. Oh, my goodness. That call puts 4 on the board for Puget Sound, but not before Geyser adds another 4 for Concussion.
D-Bots with the pilot cover on. Skating to the penalty box. Clearly confused, as we all are. Dilly's never, ever committed a penalty. Not ever.
Not ever.
Once.
I will say that my child did tell me to to bully Global Storming while he was jamming, but I'm not going to do it because he's one of my favorites. That is Global Storming for the Puget Sound Outcast 007.
We can pick on him for the
Rubik's
incredible
Cube.
job he does of only putting fingers out of bounds. Though.
It is. It's the Global. That's what it is.
Oh, love it. We love both
demonstrated
jammers.
right
In fact, Rubik's dude out and around on the outside manages to stay inbounds despite numerous hits.
I just want a hype reel of just that from Global Storming, honestly. Global Storming, the MVP of One Hand Out. Also, I do believe that Global was the most valuable jammer in the Global Championships hosted by Concussion Roller Derby in October down in Salem.
I was too in awe of the roller derby I saw to remember anything other than needing Tylenol and not having any.
Fancy Pants wearing the star for...
And I am become best!
Oh, man, Stark was throwing some absolutely violent defense there. We have a jammer chase down, but it is Concussion out first and fast. I am become Beth says this is enough for now.
She gave the most delicate,
Just a little
tippy
just a
tap
little
on
call
the head.
off.
Like,
Just a little call
I
off.
shall call this. No.
Rogar slightly up ahead as Get Laid looks for the chase down. That was great effort by Get Laid, but it is going to be lead jammer for Concussion.
Juke with a delightful little jump situation right there at the apex.
Oh, and a star stash, but Rogar is still your jammer for P-Sod.
He did the hat in hand sneak through. Meanwhile, 4 points in the sky. Oh,
Official review.
it is my time to
call
shine,
the
friends.
Outcasts. Silent but Deadly is your jammer for the Outcasts. That's the Riot jamming for Concussion. Nobody in the naughty box.
I think you jinxed it, Bully.
That nobody's in the naughty box?
I think you might have jinxed it. I'm just saying. Wow, the Riot
my
is through.
goodness.
Running around on the outside, coming through with lead jammer status.
That's Tommy Gun, who's been an absolute menace with the track coverage. Every jam. My goodness. Oh, that's 7-7 Jimmy. Excuse me. Here's Johnny looking to break up that Concussion tripod.
Meanwhile, Loose Wheel with a big hit to the outside.
It's just that they hit so hard. Oh, phenomenal
Right, that was-
work by Puget Sound's tripod up there, just slowing down the Riot. Thrown to the outside. That's a big recycle.
Frank Blood with yet another bump to the inside. Star pass has in fact occurred. That is D-Bots.
I was like, you don't have to keep skating. We could eat the baby. Every announcer has their own bingo card of things that they want to announce during a tournament.
And eating the baby is
almost-
very exciting.
We almost got an Eat the Baby.
Twice.
There's still time.
Kind of replaced.
All right. I was fixing to ask where Hollybots was, but I see her now.
Global
I
Storming.
see you, Hollybots. I love you.
Global Storming and Guy Sir up to the jammer line. My goodness, Fluffy was looking to throw hits. It did not stop Guy
Oh,
Sir.
but it is a jammer on jammer foot race. Global
Is that
Storming
Luke
is
Wheel?
on the inside. Gonna bump Guy Sir, looking to take him to the out. Both jammers are in the pack. Storming takes to the outside. Guy Sir says, I shan't be eaten, my friend. This baby shall not.
It's
be
okay, though. There's
consumed.
always next time. Do you know who really loves Eat the Baby is the refs because they love skating backwards.
It's a Jam Ref's actual favorite activity.
It's their favorite.
True.
Do it for the refs if nothing else.
I do most things for the refs.
I do too. Fancy pants.
Fancy pants and Rubik's Dude.
Oh, golly, good footwork there by Rubik's Dude. Nobody's through yet. We're getting shoved out. That's Fancy Pants sent to the back. Rubik's Dude shoulder to shoulder with D-Bots up there. Multiple skaters getting pushed out. Oh, it Two-Wall is holding Rubik's Dude up, but that is Lee Jammer assessed for concussion. Direction of play penalty is going to send number 7-7. Here's Johnny to the penalty box. That's 4 more on the board for concussion. Concussion.
Star pass has in fact occurred. D-Bots once again with the star in hand.
My goodness.
Not yet on helmet. Rubik's Dude calling the jam. Before D-Bots had a chance to hit the pack, I too would call off the jam before D-Bots had a chance to catch me. I have in fact seen this film before. Rogar is back on the jammer line, jamming there against I Am Become Bath.
Pack advantage is going to go to concussion here. I Am Become Beth, shoulder to shoulder with Brute Squad, but she makes quick work of establishing lead jammer position. That star pass is going to turn our jammer for PSOD into hater.
Clever star pass, very smart play there by PSOD. Taking that helmet cover, passing several people with it in hand. That does not count as a legal pass, but if lead jammer has already been assessed, it's no pass, no penalty, no harm, no foul. But also no points because the other team did in fact have lead jammer status and called that jam off before the newly minted jammer was able to catch up to the pack. Juke is once again pulling up to the jammer line for concussion roller derby. And here comes Global Storming! Ready to jam for Puget Sound. We got a little less than 7 minutes left in this game.
Oh, a little jammer on jammer defense, trying to slow Global Storming down. Drunken Giraffe with the recycle, slowing Juke down. That inside lane looks open. Is it going to stay open? It will with a apex jump. That is lead jammer assessed for concussion. Global Storming out on the initial. Oh, a masterful call off.
Global Storming
Just
with
in
a
time.
beautiful spin move. Not quite enough to get by that first set of hips, but just about. Adam Smasher with a super keen eye. The hips had not passed when the fourth whistle sounded. The points are only assessed through the first set of 4 whistles. That fourth whistle is that which allows the score to happen. Outrageous and Adam Smasher doing a phenomenal job today of counting
Good
4
news.
whistles and no more than that.
That was quick work by PSOD establishing lead jammer. Fancy Pants there. The Riot is also out on an initial. Fancy Pants in the pack, in a scrum, in a Tilly. A little Donnybrook, if you will. Gets a couple points.
2-0 jam for Puget Sound Outcasts roller derby.
Adam Splitter. That official is Adam Splitter.
Adam Splitter. I said his name wrong because I didn't have the paper in front of me. I'm trying to read it from here, and my glasses are in my bag. Thank you, Lucy, for fixing me. If that's the biggest mistake I make this weekend, we're good.
Oh,
huge hit there by
Fluffy, that was mean. My goodness, Fluffy causing that recycle and a running start. It is not going to prevent loose wheel. That is not loose wheel. I promise it is Guy
Meanwhile,
Server.
yeah, Tommy Gunn with a huge bump.
1-6-0 and 6-0. But this one is Geyser, and this one is putting 4 points on the board for concussion. Loose wheel, we know you would also do the same.
Fair.
Oh my goodness. D-Bots and Crusher anchoring that 2-wall by Pisad. That's going to cause a recycle, but that, oh!
Well
my
done.
Geiser showed up to like give us all a fun night. This is great. We're going to watch all of the Apex jumps, all of the Apex hops.
Fantastic run there. Now
Even
Fluffy is back,
impressed.
but Fluffy is wanting to do harm.
That is, we're in, it's getting silly now because it's so good.
It was silly when we got here, Bully. That's how we roll.
Oh, Fluffy giving no quarter to Geiser. They're forced to call it off. Man, a 16-point jam for Concussion. As Global Storming takes the star for the Outcasts. Rubik's Dude, your jammer for Concussion.
Less than 4 minutes remaining in this game.
Not
that was a 16-0 jam in favor of Concussion.
Is there an after party?
I mean, you and me, wherever we go, is the after party because
Sure
we all have an 8 a.m.
7.
call time tomorrow. Somewhere with a cheeseburger.
Oh my goodness, Global Storming, spinning, juking, moving. That is going to be lead jammer for Puget Sound Outcasts. Oh my goodness. 4 on the board for Global Storming.
4-0 jam for the Puget Sound Outcasts. 2 minutes and change left in this game. I am Become Beth is returning to the jammer line. I really do love her derby name, not going to lie. Fancy Pants, which I understand to be fewer syllables than that. If you're not me, pull it up to the jammer line for PSOD.
Oh, and this Concussion wall is just brutal. Tommy Gunn, Frank Blood, Loose Wheel, and Showtime. Fancy Pants going shoulder to shoulder there with that Concussion pivot. That is lead jammer established for the Outcasts and Fancy Pants. My goodness, Crusher and Hater are just giving no quarter.
There was
I Become Beth. I Become Beth fighting, pushing. Showtime trying to throw down, break up that pack. That's another 4 on the board for the Outcasts.
Fancy Pants with 4 in the sky. Fluffy gonna go have a seat. I Am Become Beth, hat in hand, is through.
Oh, a big push out to the end. Fancy Pants is going to get those 3 points and call it.
I, too, would have called it at that moment.
7 on the board for the Outcasts, unmet by Concussion.
Minute and a half or so left in the game. Puget Sound gonna jam Silent but Deadly. Meanwhile, that is Juke. Getting ready to juke, jive, wail, and jam here for Concussion Roller Derby.
There's still time for Need the Baby. I'm just saying. Oh, Silent but Deadly does get called on a cut track penalty. That's going to be a power jam for Concussion. 4 more on the board for Juke.
That was called by Adam Splitter, whose name I will not screw up tomorrow.
We're just going to say Adam Splitter's name
This is Adam.
1 million times.
All right, Demolition Man also going to head to the penalty box with a smile on their face.
Oh, everybody's going. You get a penalty, and you get a penalty. Everybody gets a
Listen,
penalty.
I always say our NSOs in the penalty box are the most popular kids at roller derby. D-Bots there just owning the jammer there at the front until they go out of play.
Oh, Silent but Deadly with an
That's a whole mood right there. That was adorable, though.
4 more on the board for Concussion. Oh, that Concussion tripod anchored by Tarantula. Tarantula, by the way, is hosting a blocking clinic in Seattle next week. In 2 weeks, excuse me.
It's in 2 weeks. Not that it's on my calendar.
28
Opening so that the officiating crew can clear the floor before you come forward for your free high fives. But that is a thing you are invited to do momentarily. I appreciate that Guinness is like, yo, let's get out of here before these people mob the floor. Truly. They will yeet me from this building at some juncture, but I want to give these MVP awards out first. Mr. Pig, you are the MVP of my heart. Oh, we're good. Okay, we're good. Okay. All right. All right. All right, Puget Sound. Somebody tell me, who is a MVP blocker? Beans! MVP blocker. How about an MVP jammer? Guys, sir! And an overall MVP? Tenacity! You're welcome. All right. Somebody from this team. Hi, friend. Tell me about an MVP blocker.
I would love to. That's going to be a hater.
Hater! We're all tangled. Rude. Listen, I'm having, there you go. That is for you. There we go. All right, how about an MVP jammer?
Global storm.
Global storming! You're in him. Yay! Yeah, put it on. It's the Olympics, right? That's why we have medals. All right, and an overall MVP.
That's going to be a dilly bob.
Yes, baby. All right, everyone, turn around. Give a big wave to that camera. That's our audience watching at home on Twitch. Thank you all so much. Friends and fans, thank you for being here. We will be here all weekend. First game tomorrow morning. Yeah, absolutely. Stick around for a photo. My name is Heidi. Thank you and good night.